No notebook tonight, huh?
Hey guys, Dennis here.
Chrissy.
And as Catfish Bob has put up in the comments, welcome to the Dennis All Says Show, Muddy Water Search and Recovery.
Brought to you by the Catfish Bob Underwater Boat Recovery, starring Dennis and the Rugrats. I loved that, Bob. That was awesome. That was good.
And I'm going to brag on Catfish here. Catfish, close your ears for a minute. The Catfish is one of the best underwater boat recovery guys that you will find out there.
Yeah.
And Mac, how you doing? And Alex will be joining us here in a bit. They had to go take care of something real quick, and then they will be joining us up on that. $50 for that hat.
It's about time. I think so.
Catfish, you have competition. Oh, Megan heard that. She hollered down the stairs, no. And I was just going to say, don't let Megan see that because she will shut my hat off.
Yeah. Might as well give up on that hat.
Hey, Catfish.
Hi, Ponytail.
Now it's Megan saying no at this point.
Yeah.
So you got to talk Megan into it.
Yeah.
But Alex will be joining us in a bit. The discussion tonight, he's going to share a story that's actually a true story about another case that happened in the past. And it involves a whole town, and it involves silence.
Yeah.
And we think this will help kind of show how, even though I think there's a handful of people who may know what happened to Randy, that it's not uncommon for that silence to go on
for as many years as it has. So, yeah. Hi, Jen. Thank you, Dan. Yes, buy from Megan's website, Crooked Trail Designs on Etsy.
And speaking of that, why don't you go ahead?
Yes. Let's see. Megan has come out with a few new shirts, and these will be on the website tomorrow, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, bear with me, guys. There's a few new shirts that we're going to show you here. Black with the bright green. I know you can see the logo. Can they see the logo?
Yes.
Okay. There's that one. And then this is a nice one. Megan has this one as well that she wears. Black with hot pink. And then this is my favorite. And she just got this. This is new. This is a lady's shirt, but I want you guys to see this design. It's holographic. So definitely get these bought up real soon because they go on the website starting tomorrow. So absolutely. Hi, Wade.
Dan says 65.
Oh, it's getting up there, isn't it? Woo.
Hey, Wade, how you doing? Hope you're doing good.
Bobby, that's mine.
But she will get these put over on her Etsy tomorrow, and they will be available then.
Yep.
And there's some other designs that's going to be coming out in the next week or two.
Yeah. But yeah, that new one is the brand new hologram. And Megan's making me one. So get them while you can.
See, I thought you were going to steal that one.
I am. Well, she's going to put it on a different shirt. But yeah, the pink with the hologram. Oh, I love it. Dan, you know what I mean? 75. Whoa. What now?
Wow. Because Catfish jumped it to 66. Yep.
Goodness. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm going to end up without a hat for too long.
So.
But thank you guys for being here and following along. The Randy Leach case, I know you guys are aware of all of these theories that are out there on Randy's case.
Too many to mention. I mean, there are hundreds of theories.
And you start with one theory the branches and rabbit holes that come off of that one theory.
Sorry, 7650, really, Dan?
They scatter everywhere.
I know. Yeah.
But a lot of these, if you follow that rabbit hole, will circle back around to that particular theory.
Yeah.
And then you continue down and you have several theories that will then interlock and come together.
Yeah, they come together at some point. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing because Denny and I were discussing it. We practically talk every night on the phone about certain cases. And with Randy's, there are just so many theories. We cannot name them all or say them all just on a phone call alone.
Right.
And it's amazing how a lot of them come together and you're thinking, I would have never guessed that coming together like that, but they do. It's amazing.
And they all come down to a small handful of theories is what they all circle around to.
Yeah.
And that's actually helped us narrow down some new search areas that we are in the process of getting permission on those to get out there and search.
Yeah.
One of those is a water search, but the other ones are all ground searches.
Yeah. Only if it's autographed. But yeah, there's new places to search and things we never even thought that are new to us. And yeah. So
we're hoping that we can have the permission secured this week. And hopefully as early as next week, be out on some of these properties.
Yeah.
And we wasn't going to bring it up tonight, but when we're putting all the theories together, everything that goes with each theory to do that video on everything, I'm finding stuff that I had a year ago.
Yeah.
But another theory took us a different direction.
Oh, yeah.
And it's almost like we forgot about that. And it's come up again. Yeah. And it's tying more to where it'll tie 5 or 6 theories together.
I know. It's amazing that it does that. Bobby says, I'm sending this shirt back. You forgot to sign my shirt.
I'm glad he said that.
Hold on, Catfish. Close your eyes. We got a surprise. There you go.
Catfish.
This is yours.
There is 3 signatures on here at the moment.
And it's the new hologram design. So, yeah. Now what, sir? Dan says, is it storming there, Dennis? It did this morning.
It did this morning bad. Oh. It was a wall of water outside this morning.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
But Catfish, we got 2 more signatures to get on that shirt, and we will be getting that sent out to you.
It stormed here today. I counted 35 raindrops.
See, he sent it to us this time.
Yeah.
It's starting to storm there where Dan's at. But guys, if you haven't already, I've seen we've had some new subscribers come on.
Yep.
And thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Make sure when you subscribe that you like a video.
Yes.
If somebody subscribes to your YouTube channel and they don't like a video or leave a comment, YouTube after 24 to 48 hours will normally see that it's an inactive subscription and they will take that off.
I didn't know that. So definitely like it. Hit the like button, please.
And share. And I don't want to say you have to share our videos, but at least share the missing persons flyers. And most of these cases, just a simple Google search and then go to image. And you will normally find several flyers. Keep sharing those flyers publicly. Keep these cases in the public eye.
Yeah.
And just doing that, we have so many people reaching out to us, sharing information with us on multiple cases.
Yeah.
And, you know, we saw this flyer. We went on, we done a Google search of this person. and your YouTube video on the person popped up, here's my theory, or here's a location I feel needs to be searched.
Yeah.
And every search location that is brought to our attention, we do get that put on our list of search areas. Now, if there's nothing with the piece of property that ties in with anything with the case, we will get to that property,
Yes.
but it's not a priority.
Yeah.
We have so many areas that actually have ties to names that have come up, locations that have come up,
Yeah.
that we feel we need to get onto and search first.
Yeah.
But the areas that don't tie in, that have come up, we do have those on our list, and we will get out and get those searched. Hit the thumbs up now. Catfish thumb broken. Will a big toe work? Hey, I'm for it. You
Whatever
know, if it
works,
gets the
Bob.
job done,
Yeah.
it's good.
Whatever gets it done, Bobby.
Thumb broken. He must have been recovering another boat.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Mark,
Oh.
that is a good idea. And something else I'm looking at doing is doing a emailing list as well. And we can have the list of emails that we can send a mass email
There you
out
go.
to let people know when we'll be coming on.
Oh gosh, I didn't know that didn't work all the time. Whoops. I'll trade thumbs up button for hat.
So yeah, if anybody wants to message me or email me your number, your email, anything like that, we will keep that, and we will send out a notification when we're going live, and make sure everybody has a chance to be here.
Emails are good, but the text is the best notification you can get.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's always got my phone with me, and that's most people.
Are you done, Bobby? Are you done?
So click on that real quick.
Yep.
And I put the email address in the comment section, and anybody who wants can email us their cell phone number, and I promise we're not going to blow it up with spam. You will only hear when we are going to be going live.
We need all of our people when we are doing live feeds. We feed off each other. That is very true.
So you guys have all been incredible with that. I mean, there is so much information that we've learned from you guys, and you guys motivate us to keep doing this.
Wade wants to know what's the deal with the hat.
Wade, Catfish decided he wanted my hat one day.
And this hat, mind you, it's this hat. Okay. Nothing special. It's a Real Tree Max. That's it.
And he started bidding on it, and today the numbers just kept going. But yeah, the live feeds, and we call you guys our regulars because
you are. We love
every
you.
week, and not just coming on and watching, but jumping in the discussions, contributing.
Yeah.
And we look so forward to these live feeds with you guys that when we don't get to do one, we have withdrawals.
All things. We can't have what we want. Okay. We can't have. We want it more. I don't want it now. It has sweat in it.
Hey, Catfish, does that mean I get to keep my hat?
Oh, hit the wrong button there. Okay. Goodness. Okay. Next one. We're going to talk about the paranormal website, or not website.
How much sleep did you get?
I don't want to talk about it. The paranormal investigation, the other channel that we have. We're going to start doing more to the channel. on Halloween, which is just around the corner, mind you. So there's going to be a lot of new things, more grave tours and stories and maybe videos of, creepy stuff.
And some of the actual paranormal investigations, which if you are around Leavenworth or even the Kansas City area and there's a place that you would like to see a paranormal investigation on, get that sent to us.
If you're not familiar with it, obviously Fort Leavenworth is right up the road, and there's a lot of paranormal activity up there because that was one of the first bases ever made in this area, and they have so many paranormal activity up there. It's unbelievable how much. They even did shows on the news channel, KMBC 9 News did one on Halloween there for a while, and it was Fort Leavenworth. So, but yeah, if you guys have any places you want us to check out, please let us know. We've got all the equipment we need. I mean, we got all sorts of stuff that we're ready to try out. So.
And speaking of new equipment, we do have some other stuff coming in for our search efforts. And I'm going to wait till we actually have the equipment to announce it.
Okay.
And kind of make everybody wait on that. I'm excited about that and to get all of that.
You like the paranormal, Mac? I hear you. I wasn't too fond about it for a long time. And I started watching the movie I watched to get me into all this, the new one, not the old one with Tim Curry, the new one. And I fell in love with that movie. And ever since I've just been, I listen to a lot of folklore podcasts at work. And I think I got Denny into them. And that's what we're into, is all this paranormal and folklore and creatures and aliens and all that good stuff.
And Catfish, that is right. Not just Dennis that's working on finding answers on Randy, but we all looking together.
That's right.
And I've got emails and text messages and messages off the messenger to prove that is the truth. There are so many people working on this.
Oh my God, Mark. Yes. The Goonies. Holy moly. I love that movie. Absolutely. So do we need to do that one then?
Yes, because I've had some other.
Never say die.
I've had 3 messages recently, people asking how they can contribute to the search efforts. We do have our regular GoFundMe account. That helps with gas and getting equipment, stuff like that. And then we have the second GoFundMe that 100% of that will go towards getting GPR, or ground penetrating radar. The links to both of those are down in the video description.
Yeah.
And I hate coming on here and talking about money, so moving on.
Yes. I hate doing that.
Let's see.
They got about, 7-8 minutes before they can get on here.
Yeah, Alex said it would probably be around 8 o'clock before he got back and would be able to join us on here.
So what do you guys want to talk about in the meantime? Maybe inside of a graveyard, on a military graveyard. There's one that we looked at. It's out in Camden Point, Missouri. And it's actually kind of close where Alex lives. And they've got Civil War soldiers buried up there. So that's, a lot of those gravestones up there from like 1800s.
Yeah.
So.
And the Civil War guys who are buried there actually died across the road in that field in the battle.
Yeah. The battle actually took place just right across from where that cemetery is. And come to find out, my great aunt, that used to be their stomping ground, Camden Point. My grandparents, or my grandpa and his brothers and sisters, my great aunt actually stumbled upon that cemetery and cleaned it up and didn't even know it was there. So I'm glad she found it and cleaned it up.
Catfish, that COVID, I went about 45 days where it seemed like I just couldn't get better. And then I would test negative, go a while, then right back positive. And thankfully, I know Megan, when I had COVID this last time, she had a couple days that she was feeling pretty sick, but she tested negative. Thankfully, the kids and your mom, none of them seem to have got it, but then the kids got the stomach bug.
I know, and so did my kids. Both of my kids got sick last week, and I'm thinking, what is going on?
See, we need to be out in the fresh air doing these searches.
Yeah.
Because we still have the water search, the sonar search for Billy and Mary Black coming up.
Yeah.
And that was going to happen yesterday, but with the kids sick, we didn't make it out.
Yeah.
So this coming weekend, if we're able to get permission on some of these with Randy, we'll be searching for Randy. If not, then we should have the property permission finalized on Crystal Kipper's case.
Yeah.
That we'll go out and do the search on it, and then we'll do the water search for Billy and Mary Black this coming weekend. And that one, on top of sonar, if we do have something of interest pop up, we'll get to use that underwater camera system to send down to see what it is. And the same with the camera system as the sonar. We will keep a camera on the screen so you guys are seeing what we're seeing when we're out there.
Stomach flu up here too. Ew.
Man.
I'd rather just have a regular head cold than the stomach flu.
Yeah. Oh. And Brantley, he panics so much anyway when he's sick. Night before last, I slept on an air mattress in his room. Megan slept on an air mattress in Cheyenne's room. Cheyenne got better last night. Megan slept in Brantley's room, and I slept downstairs.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah, when those kids get sick, I mean, poor babies.
But they're all better, and they will be back at school tomorrow.
What time you got? 7:58.
And I done a Summer Wells update video yesterday.
Yep.
And that one, I learned a lot through that one because it was a frequently asked questions paper that come out from the TBI.
Yeah.
And they shared some of the questions they get a lot, and they shared the answers. I was under the impression that Summer's mom and grandma was planting flowers in a flower bed. Well, with this sheet, the TBI says there's no flower bed on the property. They were putting the plants into pots.
Yeah.
And then found out that the FBI has been involved in the investigation almost from the very beginning. They're still involved today.
Yeah.
And I know publicly they cannot tell us everything that they may have on that case, but from what they can share publicly, there's not any changes as far as any direction that they're going or anything.
That's a sore subject, the Summer Wells, because that poor baby. Tabs Brown said Perryville Battlefield in Perryville, Kentucky, Waverly Hill Hospital, Louisville, Kentucky. Ooh,
that would be a good one.
Ooh. Thank you, Tabs. Then you got Sedgwick County, Kansas, put in a mask mandate again. Mask mandate again. Well, at my job, we just got off the mask mandate. So, but I work for the government, so we'll probably have it back and ready to go again.
Say Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at work, I had to wear a mask because their policy.
Yeah.
But tomorrow at work, I do not have to wear one. Trying to check my notes here, make sure we're covering everything.
We're caught up, yeah.
And if you guys, again, if you have any theories, thoughts, not just on Randy's case, but any of the cases we're working on, any locations you would like to see us get on, please get those emailed over to us, and we will get those added to our search list. or you can call and contact Dennis on my phone number. Hey, Catfish, if they can contact me on your phone number, that means you're coming up and we're going fishing, right? We'll go get on some of these big Kansas catfish. But Summer Wells, that's another case we're going to have as a topic on an open discussion in the near future.
Because, I mean, that poor baby. I mean, her parents are just making it too easy for me not to believe they weren't involved somehow. But everybody's different. I'm not sitting here bad mouthing them, but part of me is. I'm sorry. I mean, come on.
And then I haven't seen Lisa come on, but yesterday I was trying to put things together, continue putting it together to do a video covering a lot of the Tennessee cases in more depth. And Dennis Ferrier is a reporter down in Tennessee who has done a story on the billboard. He's talked with the families, and I found the video that he had done. It's just under 5-minute video, but it has so much information in that video.
I mean, he explains so much, and the way he details it, it's amazing, guys. You definitely need to check it out.
Saying that is over on our Facebook page. So if you get a moment, jump over on that and check out that video. And we are still working to put together, you know, Randy's is going to be the first big video like that that we're going to do. But then we're going to cover the Tennessee cases as well with one of those.
That's going to be a big one. So
and it's not going to be this year, but hopefully spring, I'm going to be able to go down to Tennessee and search for Caitlin Ledbetter, Parker Morris, and a couple of the other ones that are down there.
Bobby, I need Dennis to teach me how to catfish.
Hey, come on, bud.
All right.
We'll go learn together.
It is what it is. With Summer Wells, her parents were the last to see her in all reality. Absolutely. Absolutely. But with them not cooperating with law enforcement, I know that they're probably tired of being harassed and whatnot, but this is still your child. I'd be bending over backwards still, even now.
I like that name.
What the fudge? I do too. And then Wade said, when it comes to Summer Wells, I feel like the mom and dad is hiding something. I see. That's what I agree. But I'm not sitting here bad mouthing him. I'm just saying, quit feeling like, you know, you just don't want to do it anymore. Why? The boys can't talk about Summer, but they know what happened to Summer. Oh, I'm definitely.
I still think that my personal opinion, and I've got no proof of any of this, so it is just a theory. But my theory is that could be part of why the boys are taken from her.
Yeah, because it was right after she went missing, the boys had to leave. So.
And whether the family was involved or not, you know, it's one of these saddest cases you're going to find. A 5-year-old little kid. Michael Vaughn from Fruitland, Idaho, 5-year-old. There's Angel Overstreet, who I believe was 3 years old, and she's still missing. There was another one, and I don't have the name off the top of my head, but this baby had just got home from the hospital, and the mom's boyfriend shot and killed the mom.
Yeah. And
the baby and the gun went into the Mississippi River. And hasn't been found.
Yep. Tab says, Wade Luce, I feel on Summer Wells, mom and dad are the one I see just the way it went down. I believe they are the main thing. See? Yes, I agree. Something happened, and this is my theory. I think it was drugs were involved at some point. Theory. And this is payback. The drug dealer came back and said, if you can't do what I need you to do, then fine, I'll take Summer. That's my theory. Do you have a theory what you think?
I'm everywhere on this one. I not to the point I can come out and say I've got a theory on it. I've got 5 or 6 theories.
The grandmother. Yep, the grandmother.
And most have mom, dad, and grandma knowing.
Right. What the fudge? I believe it's all going to come to light in juvenile court. They already know, and this is why law enforcement stopped looking. They're just listening. That could be too. Absolutely. Bobby says the grandmother is involved as well. Oh, absolutely. And Mac, yeah, absolutely. Mom, dad, and grandma. Because if you think about it, this is your child. You're the baby. And you're going to stop cooperating with the police. Why?
See, then the family or the mom comes out and says that they still talk every day. And then the TBI comes out and they refuse to comment on it because they don't want to start online rumors or speculation.
Tabs has a good one here. I feel when mom took her to the lake, something happened just by the picture while she's propped up on the milk. You remember that picture?
That picture concerned me the minute I seen it.
But as a little kid, when you're that little, you could sleep anywhere, but her coloring is what got me.
Right.
Her coloring looked really pale in that picture, Tabs, if you remember it. I don't know if you remember it, but yeah, super pale. Summer, being her age, knew her boundaries and on property and knew it. And then Wade said, I was watching the video. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was talking about there was a gag order placed by the courts that the boys could not speak to law enforcement.
Yes, I did hear that they did have a gag order on that.
And Max said, just like the Cal City boys, the family is involved. I just really hope it's worth it because that baby did nothing wrong. None of these kids did anything wrong. And they're the victims. No, whatever.
This is why I'm glad, and I hope this ain't morbid to say, I'm glad we're on this side of it, that we're simply trying to bring these missing loved ones home.
Right.
And then law enforcement can be the ones to bring these people to justice.
Right. Dan said, I still don't understand why the boys didn't go to the lake. Bobby, of course, the boys can't talk because they are underage, which is correct. What the fudge said, them poor boys saw way too much. They had to speak to someone about it. They probably spoke in counseling.
Oh, the gag order was lifted.
Wow. And I'm pretty sure they probably did have to go to counseling at some point for all this. I mean, come on. And Tabs, yeah, she was very pale and she did look pretty stiff. Like they just threw her in the back and propped her up and said, all right, let's go.
Right.
So no. Yeah, Dan said the gag order's lifted, and then Tabs just now with the way she looked in the back.
Seeing the boy that was supposed to have been with them when they went to the swimming hole with Candace and with Summer.
Yeah.
I heard that he was almost immediately sent back to, I believe it was New York.
Yeah.
And I had reports that he had lawyered up. Then there's been nothing else released that I've been able to find.
And Bobby says soon the boys turn 18 and then the truth will come out.
Yes.
So I hope it's all worth it. If mom and dad and grandma and the rest of them are involved, I really hope it's worth it. When taken away, that's the first thing they do. Doctors, dental and mental health appointments. Absolutely. Gosh, I couldn't even if I was, just a neighbor and knew all about this, I'd still be out there looking somehow or contacting somebody.
And I know there are a lot of locals who are still boots on the ground, continuing to search.
Yeah.
A lot of these people from day one.
Oh, they're in CPS custody. Oh. There was only mom, grandma, and a boy with them, not sons.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I ever found where the boys were that day.
Yeah. Where were the boys? Oh, my goodness. No, they'd gone back inside And
They
then
were inside
sent,
playing.
yeah, they were inside already.
Yeah.
And then she sent Summer inside. Okay, Wade said a guy named Don B made a video about Summer Wells, made the statement the boys had a gag order in place by the courts. They're not allowed to talk to investigators. Right.
And Don, I believe that's actually Summer's dad, and he
Yeah.
just released a letter out of prison addressed to, one's addressed to Summer, one's addressed to Summer's abductors. He's still, and the family still say they believe that she was abducted.
He wrote letters to the abductors and Summer.
And they have a YouTube channel, the family does, and I guess it is shared on their YouTube channel.
What? Wow. And then Bobby says, by law, the boys are not allowed to talk without parents' permission. That's right, because of their age. Wow. I did not know that. Oh, my goodness. I wonder what the letter says.
I done an update on Summer, and then once I aired it, they let me know there was no volume on it. So I took it down, then got sick before I got to put it back up. So I will do another Summer video tomorrow evening, and we'll read the letters off and stuff that he wrote.
Dan says they can if a guardian is involved. True. Matt, Dawn is cuckoo. I agree, bud. Bobby says Dawn and Candace are not allowing them to talk, or not going to allow them to talk. Well, why would they? Because the boys know something. I guarantee you they do. And
in TikTok, when they turn 18.
Yep. Probably too traumatic for them.
That is true too.
So therefore, the psychologist report, will come up in court right along with their interview and report. Absolutely, because if this doesn't cause PTSD at some form, some kind of stress. So, but yeah, that whole situation. Anything? Well, do you just want to do it then?
I don't have a lot of the details on that story.
Tab says, also, Mom said she took her to house. 2 minutes later, she goes back. She's gone. The boy said she went to the basement. If story was true, I don't see how they didn't see her, hear the dogs bark. To me, it's BS. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. How did they not hear anything? Because when Dr. Phil did his little thing about going to their house and checking everything, I mean, how did they not? The boys turn 18, someone's spending time in jail.
See, I think it was Chris, and I never can get his last name. He was with Mike with Profiling Evil. I believe he was the only one they actually allowed in the house to film.
Yeah.
And
with that door down there in the basement, even though it was supposed to, was it locked?
At that point in time, I don't believe it was.
That just bothers me, having that door down there, period. I mean, but yeah.
And that whole case, there's just so much with that does not make sense.
Chris McDonough. How do you pronounce that? Donahoe.
Yeah.
Chris McDonough. Okay. Sorry there, Mac. Thank you. Another video, they had said something about Summer never left the property that day. That's what I've heard too.
Right.
She never went anywhere.
But I did see the TBI come out and said that they have searched the entire house, crawl space, outbuildings, vehicles, and they had cadaver dogs and tracking dogs all over the property as well.
Yep. I mean, because if you live out in the woods like that, you're eventually going, as a little kid, you're going to go out there and play. I know I would. I mean, that's just how we are. I mean, I'd go out in the woods and play. That don't bother me. But
I'd still do it today.
Right. So I don't know if one theory is she just got lost and that was it. I don't
Early on, I thought there may have been something to that theory. When you look at images of the terrain surrounding them,
Yeah.
But everybody there that knows Summer has been very adamant. She's never wandered off before. She knows she's supposed to stay on the property in view of the house. So it'd be uncharacteristic for her to wander off far enough that she would have fell or got lost and nobody see or hear her.
I see Bobby just made a good point here. He said, what I found out about the door downstairs was not locked, but it was hard to open. Now, do you remember when Dr. Phil did his thing? They said the door squeaks.
Right.
And they would be able to hear it if it squeaked. And they opened that door and you can barely hear a squeak. What?
When they were upstairs around the corner,
Yeah.
they couldn't hear the door open.
Yeah.
So there is so much inconsistency coming out of family, and that in itself wouldn't make me look at them because that is their little girl that's missing. We're all going to react differently if we were in that situation. But at some point, you would think the story would start coming together.
Yeah. And it's not. It's all over the place still. And that's what bothers me. Like nothing is coming together. I'm thinking it was open enough for maybe it was open. Okay. For her to squeeze through it. Wade said just that one up the court should be able to rule an interview with the counselor present. Absolutely. They also said that they had just got her back where she was before she came up missing. That's what I want to know as well.
Saying, knowing the reports, they had went to the swimming hole and was swimming.
Yeah.
Then they swung by the grocery store and then went home.
Oops.
And sorry, guys, I know Alex is trying to get back as soon as possible to jump on here to.
Okay, real quick. Tabs just said the day the first interview was done, they seemed like they were hiding something, and the mom never looked at the camera when they were asked questions. Come to her, she acted fishy, and it looks like drug out or something. See, I agree too. Why mom always act? I don't understand her. Okay, Bobby says what bothers me is all the red tape. I want to go ahead and finish reading that.
What bothers me is all the red tape over her disappearing. This has had red tape almost from the beginning.
Wow. Thank you, Dan. Wow.
Yeah, willing child officers and investigators must be very careful not to intimidate or influence a child.
Yeah.
Police are free to approach and question any child who may have been a witness or a victim of a crime, just as they can contact and interview an adult. Police can question a child without parent present and are not required to obtain permission from a parent before questioning the child, but they cannot intimidate or
right
basically lead the child in what they should be saying.
Right. Like stick a light in their face and say, where were you? This kind of crap, Candace has a sneaky face on her as well as Dawn has. Oh my goodness. Their facial expressions, those two guys that they called in for body language, those body language experts. Did you guys catch that on Dr. Phil, that episode? Oh my goodness. Those two guys. Oh my goodness. And then mom just walking out like that.
And, on that episode, this is something that it frustrated me to no end. On the episode, both the body language experts and Dr. Phil called Candace out that she is hiding something. They can tell by her body language.
Oh, yeah.
And then she eventually stormed out.
Yeah.
But then they come out afterwards and say, no, she's not hiding anything. The family's not hiding nothing. And we don't feel that they know. Now, why did you say that? Why did you say it different on your show? Are you looking for ratings? Are you, I mean, to flip flop that fast on that?
Yeah. And see, Wade has, I remember you telling me to watch out for all the rabbit holes. There's a lot of crazy stuff in the Summer case. Absolutely,
Yes,
Wade.
there
Absolutely.
is.
But Bobby has a good one here. Why is it that Candace does all the talking and Dawn stays quiet? That is a very good question, Bobby.
Until somebody actually questions her on something. And then all of a sudden she feels like she's being interrogated. Yeah. And then Dawn has to come in and explain, you know, she feels she's being interrogated. And
well, why don't they just
like
interview Dawn then? Leave Candace out. Okay. I don't care for Dr. Phil. Yeah. The children are now in state custody, so they can only speak to social workers, counseling, or their current placement. They can't speak to their parents about anything. Oh. Was there a possible slander lawsuit? Is that why they changed their opinion?
There had to have been something, because that opinion changed very quick.
Yeah, and the whole ordeal, I agree, Tabs, is just, yeah. I mean, I don't care for Candace. I don't care for Dawn, but it is what it is. I mean,
you know, I've got my suspicions on them, but I continue to keep them in my thoughts and prayers, because if it turns out they were involved, you know, their daughter's still gone.
Yeah.
And she deserves justice regardless of who is behind this. But no parent, whether they're involved or not, no parent should ever lose a child, especially the way many of these end up going and turning out to be.
But it's just hard for me to feel sorry for them or feel bad with the way things have been going.
Right.
I mean, to quit cooperating with law enforcement or whoever it may be, that just shows me that you don't have time for this. You don't care about this anymore. What?
Because that was the sheriff, Ronnie Lawson, who had come out publicly and said that the family had stopped cooperating.
Yeah. Have you texted them? Asked them where they are? Because it's almost 8:30.
And man, I don't want to hold off on that story, but I don't have the details the way that Alex does on it.
Yeah.
And we've got all of these, right?
Yeah. We're pretty much caught up on everybody's comment here. Dr. Phil is a joke. Well, I can watch some of his shows and think, God, Dr. Phil, easy.
You know,
calm down.
He's done, I got to give him credit. He's done a lot of good out there. I'm going mobile, guys, but
Did you hit the button too fast, Jen? There we go. Oh, Tabs. Another thing, a day or so after Grandma to vacation, as if nothing happened. Grandma is part of it. And, if it didn't happen, it's also BS. I agree. Grandma's involved somehow. Candace acts like she's scared of her husband. Oh, she's going mobile, but she'll be listening. Okay, we got you, Jen.
And now, since Jen's going to be listening, but she can't comment and tell me to be quiet. In case you guys had missed it, you know, Jen had joined us on a Livefeed and shared the map that she's been working on. She has done so much work on Randy Leach's case, and just words can't express it. There's not enough gratitude in the world for everything that she's done on this. Right. And the way that she's done it, it's not just her trying to find answers. She's done this in a way that it is helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
And just seeing what she has done has just been incredible.
Bobby says, back to Randy, Dennis. Did you and Alex look into the man's body found beside the road not too far from the party spot?
And Bobby, we are continuing to look into that. We have found where there have been a few different ones, sets of remains that had been found. So far, I don't have the names of them, but they have identified all but one. And one of them was it was like one or two bones was all they had found on that one. And they hadn't identified it. But the others, they have identified. The vehicle that they recovered, I want to say early 90s, was an SUV.
Yeah.
And so we're continuing to look through those, and we can update you guys on that once we finish getting that all figured out and put together and everything where it needs to go, and we'll get that out to you.
Goodness. Boy, they are.
Seeing Catfish, I've been messaging back and forth with Catfish quite a bit on some cases, and he has been very helpful. His prior experience in investigating has really come in handy. And Catfish, I really appreciate everything you do, bud. I know we pick on Catfish a lot, but man, I'm glad I got to know you.
Been a big help, Catfish.
And Mac, yes, Jen is awesome. And I need to get the link to her Facebook page put back out here in a video.
Yeah.
I'll share it over on the Facebook page, and then I'll put it in the community section on the YouTube channel. But if you haven't already checked out her Facebook page, because the work she's done is just awesome.
Okay, Tabs just said, the Randy case. I feel the property that AWP tried to search and was told no, I feel he could be on the property or in the lake beside the property.
Now, I haven't been on that property, obviously. I do know that pond is pretty shallow. The story that's come out from the property owners there, the lady was home alone when they came.
Yeah.
And she wasn't comfortable having strange guys on her property without her husband home. She was nervous about that.
Right.
So they left, but when they left, that's when they parked out in front of the house and jumped on, and they didn't come out and accuse them of hiding something, but they did question it, which at that point, everybody made a big stir that they were denied access. And I don't feel that they portrayed the reason they were denied access accurately, or it wouldn't have caused such a stir like that.
Yeah. Because, well, Bobby said, thank you, Dennis. That means a lot to me. Max said possibility, Tabs. Absolutely. Mark did say, though, that's the Bishop property. There's 2 ponds on that property and a very large pond on the back. So thank you, Mark.
We are still working to try to gain access and get permission to be able to sonar.
Yeah.
And be able to know for sure one way or the other. But it just, for me, it wasn't handled. And I'm not saying that Jared done that intentionally. You know, I don't want to believe that anybody would do something like that intentionally, but unfortunately it did turn out that way, and it did cause a lot of problems.
Bobby says, yes, I know AWP done a drone search over that small body of water, said it was too shallow.
Right. And I believe Bishop actually said that was just a old shallow cow wade pond.
Yeah. But you never know.
From back in the day. But, you know, if you're trying to hide a body, so to speak, not in a vehicle, a shallow pond, you're going to be, they're
Yeah.
going to be hidden. And
Yep.
so I personally don't think something would be found there, but I do agree that it does need to be sonar to know and be able to say for sure. It can't be ruled out until it's 100% ruled out. And I would love to be able to go in and sonar that.
Because you just never know.
And it would help the family too, you know, if there's nothing there, especially after the outcry, if there's nothing there and it's sonar and it's documented, we're able to show the footage of that and it's clear, everyone's going to know that it's clear.
Jen just said, but the FBI has been all over that property due to the Skeet Bishop's murder.
And that is true as well.
Bobby says, AWP, Jared and Doug are awesome people involved in all respect, and I do appreciate them as well.
Say, you can't help but respect, you know, they've made so many recoveries and brought so many lost loved ones home. And it's just incredible how many they've been able to recover.
And then Max said, shallow ponds can hide a body, just not a car.
Right.
Goodness. WP.
So, guys, I'm thinking that Alex got held up and may not be coming on tonight. So this story that was going to be shared tonight, we may have to take a rain check on this. And if so, then we will try to get one night this week that we could all be available and jump on to share that story, because it's a very intriguing story.
Right, Mac. You can be off by a foot and not discover a body. Right. Yeah, I don't know. God, I wonder. I hope they're okay. Yes, that's true. But however, Randy is still with his card today. Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah.
The locations that we're working to secure permission on, these would be along the lines of him being with the car still.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let you carry this a minute. I'm going to try to get a hold of him.
Yep. He's still with his car. I seen something the other day about a deep freeze on property that burned and had a foul smell, and the car may have been junked. Yes, that has been a big theory as well. Leans towards an accident. Really, Jen? You lean toward an accident? Okay. Hold on, guys. He's trying to. Did you get a hold of anybody?
No, it's going straight to voicemail.
Okay. Well, we may have to put it off till some other time.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a rain check on that story.
But if you look, Tabs just said, I seen something the other day about a deep freeze on a property that burned, but it had a foul smell and the car may have been junked.
Now, the property that burned, would that be the old Irwin residence where the party took place? Is that the property there?
But see, Jen, I believe that catfish, like catfish, it was an accident. And that's why see, right there. Oh, Mark says, I am an accident guy as well, but have an open mind. Jen says, yep, still going through all the files like 3 times, and it's still accident for me. Mark says, Flanagan. Bobby says, yes, the smell will come out from water, but I'm ruling out Randy is in water.
Well, you see, in the accident, you know, a lot of people tell me if it was an accident, he would have been found by now. You know, with hunters, with
34 years,
brush
I'm
clearing
sure they
up.
would have came across something.
But you hear stories where people remains are found, vehicles are found after decades, and almost in the wide open. It's just a place nobody would think to look,
Right.
and it
Right.
just sits there.
Yeah.
So I agree 100%. Accident cannot be ruled
Oh,
out
yeah.
by any means.
Absolutely. And then Tab said the house that was burned, I believe, in a month or so.
Yeah,
Within a month or so.
that sounds like that would have been the Irwin residence.
Yep.
And where the party took place.
Yeah. Look at all the waters that have been searched and cleared. That tells me he's not in water. Well, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you just maybe they're missing something. You know, who knows?
And you know, sonar, you can have the most sophisticated sonar system, and if you hit it at the wrong angle, it's still going to be very hard to see what's down there. So it is possible something could have been overlooked. But when you look at like areas that Jared searched, when it comes to reading sonar, you're not going to find anybody better than Jared.
Yeah.
And if he has completely sonared an area and believes it to be cleared, his videos alone, I've seen enough to trust him on that.
Yeah.
But it would be very easy to miss something with sonar hitting it at the wrong angle. And obviously above water, you don't know what angle to actually hit it on.
Right. Now, Ponytail, she said the deep freeze was left on the front porch of a greenhouse.
Oh, the greenhouse.
And it gives the foul odor. Keep in mind, every deep freeze and fridge that's been closed and unplugged reeks. Yep, absolutely. And Mark said, like 8 months later, I think it burned. No insurance on that house as well.
Right.
So no one got paid. Jen said also he'd been, what? What is that?
Also, he'd only been in one location. And it just hasn't been searched
yet. Right. But AWP has state-of-the-art sonar that the best that money can buy.
Right. But even with that, if you hit it at, and depending on what angle a vehicle would be in, you know, if you hit it at an off angle, you know, something's still going to pop up, but it may look like a log or a rock.
Right.
Then if you hit it from another angle, but Jared is so good at reading sonar, though, that I think if he did see something down there that he questioned, he would have circled back and hit from another angle. Yeah. I mean, he's done that multiple times on his shows.
Right. It just amazes me how well he is with sonar, because, I mean, he can find 1 year, 5 months after party, that house burned, Irwin's house. They moved out already. So, yeah.
See, that's what had me thinking the Irwin residence, because it was mentioned that there was a fire at the house with the deep freeze.
Right. Burned 2 weeks after they moved. Ponytail says, then as the papers read that Joby went to tell Harold that he moved, but if they find anything on the property, that they'd probably blame him for it.
And Catfish, he's got an old freezer behind his shed that I left my shoes in. See, so he didn't get my hat, but I guess he bought my boots.
Right. Oh, the deep freeze was at Joel Barnett's house. The greenhouse, the actual greenhouse.
Yeah. The one with the broken windows. And that is the same property that I believe it was a law enforcement officer was fishing the pond or something.
Yeah.
And he could see oil on the water in that pond. and I haven't seen anything showing that pond has been searched yet.
Mm-mm.
And that is one of the properties we are working to get permission to sonar that pond.
Yeah.
And when we do have GPR, I think there needs to be an extensive ground search there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 3 ponds over there.
Yeah. But, well.
And there's so many things with this one. And,
yeah.
But, you know, as many people that's working this case, you know, Randy's going to be found eventually.
Yeah.
Everybody's putting so much time and effort into this that eventually something's going to crack and Randy's going to be found.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac, need a good freezer. It's free if you can handle the smell. Had deer rot in it. Oh, man, and deer season's coming up quick, too. But, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a rain check on this story with Alex, and I will get a hold of him here in a little while and make sure everything's okay, number one. And then we'll start working on a time to come back on with you guys. Again, Mark had a good idea. If you want to email us your cell phone number or your email address, we will send out a text and an email when we are going to go live. That way everybody will know we're coming on. And again, we won't blow your phone up or your email address up. It will only be when we are going to go live.
Bobby says, I won't slow down on Randy's case till he's home. I hear that.
And Bobby has been extremely helpful. And I mean, there's several people that I've talked with on this case that have been extremely helpful. You know, Bobby, there's been Mark, Ponytail. You know, there's a lot of people we've talked to that are so passionate in getting Randy brought home and just so knowledgeable.
Yeah. Max says he's out there somewhere. Yes, sir. I agree.
So, guys, we'll do the rain check on the discussion tonight. So sorry we didn't get to that, but we will go ahead and shut it down. Again, if you have any information you want to send over, the email address is down in the video description.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to add?
Nope. I just wanted to get that story out, but
I can't wait till this gets out to everyone. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So, guys, with that, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for being here tonight.
And don't forget to check out Megan's website on the Etsy page, Crooked Trail Designs by Megan. She's got those new t-shirts coming out tomorrow. Get you one. I love mine. Wear it all the time.
Till next time, you guys stay safe.
Bye.